The Whiskey Rock and Roller coming here at you. I just wanted to say, check in with you all today a little bit and say a little thing. I'm sitting here in my Trans Ams down by the river, one of my favorite places again, listening to a little bit of Journey on the tunes, and just wanted to say, to talk about things, and we can talk about Trans Ams. Uh, I'm sitting in a 2002, one of the last of the breeds convertible Trans Am Ram Air WS6 package. Plus, it's got the SLP on it too. So if you know anything about Trans Ams and stuff, you know that's the SLP is something else. It's just you just wouldn't believe it. You know, you probably have to drive it to believe it. But I started out a long time ago with these kind of cars. I've always loved them. I just can't believe there's no such thing as Pontiac. That's really what this is going to be today. Why in the hell is there no more Pontiac? It just don't make no sense. I mean, we got Camaro and they look good, don't get me wrong, but don't ever look like a Trans Am. I love the ones that they got cloned now that looks like a Trans Am. Man, they are killer. If you ain't seen one, do yourself a favor, man, and go check them out. But I started out with the Camaro. The first car I ever had was a no, I'll take that back. It was what they called a Ford Elite, a 76 model, I think it was. It was huge. Had a big old 400, I think, in a big nice engine in it, man. But it was a family car. You know what I mean? You know how family cars are. So, and but it was nice for what it was. You know what I mean? But then I was like 16 and a half. My dad comes home and works one day and says, I've been over here looking at this car and everything, and I said, well, I'd love to see it. Let's go. And it was a nice, pretty, beautiful green Camaro, about a 78 model. I was 80, yeah, it's probably about 84, I think it was. So it wasn't that old, you know what I mean? And I was just so, and we got it, and that was my first one. It had a 305 in it, if I ain't mistaken, 4-barrel. It ran great. It was nice. And someday I'll put up pictures of all these because I've got pictures of every one I've ever owned. And but it got my blood. It's something I've always wanted, and they've stayed there. So and then after that, I owned that for years, and then I got a 78, if I ain't mistaken. It was a maroon Camaro that had been built. It had, you know, you wouldn't believe it, it really ran good, but with that came problems. But it had I'd never seen it at the time, but the first time I ever seen it, it was a clear inline gas filter that was up on the top of the hood up there underneath. The first time you pop, you would see it, and it was, you just wouldn't believe it. You could see it fill up and empty, fill up and empty, fill up and empty. It only got like 10 miles, I think, to the gallon or something. So it was really, you know what I mean, hard for a young boy to keep that one on the road. But anyways, well, and I had that, kept that for years, and then I got a 70. No, I'll take that back. Was it a 70? I don't know. See, sometimes it gets fogged up on me. I think it was an 81. I'm sorry, it was an 81 Firebird. And I loved it. It only had like 60,000 miles on it. It had been owned by a woman, you know, that only went to church. It wasn't that bad, but it was not used much. It was, I mean, when I got it, man, they were fingernails, not real ones, but them fake fingernails. I mean, it took me 2 years to get them all underneath the seats, and I don't know if she put them on there, and then, you know, before she went into work and stuff, I don't know, but, so, and then, I owned that one, loved it. That's the one I kept for a long, long time, and then I got an 91 GTA, and it was something else. They're rare anyways, and it ran so good. It had a tune port intake in it, a 350, and had it, was sitting at a red light, and a guy come and hit me in the ass in it, and then that was it. And I just had it painted. I got pictures that you got to see. I had a big bird put on the hood of it, and it was really nice. And that's just the way it is. You get something fixed up and ready to go, and bam, man, somebody hits it and it's done. But and then I got lucky enough to get a 2000 WS6 Ram Air, silver one, silver and black, and I drove it for 8 or 9, well, probably long about 10 years, and I got in a wreck and it got totaled. And I thought, oh no, you know what I mean, I had full coverage on it, the wheel, you know what I mean, wheel to wheel, you know what I mean, nothing, you know what I mean, so. And they ended up giving me thousands. I mean, like 16. No, I'll take it back, like 18,000 for it. So I went out and found this one. I'm from Ohio, and I had to drive over the end to end to find this. And this was just less than a year ago because they are just getting to the place you cannot find them. And I don't know why, but you cannot find them. They're either got high miles tore all up on them, or they're low miles and they're wanting $50-some thousand, and they don't even bug. And people don't understand. That's all well and good to have that $50-some-thousand Trans Am, but you go put full coverage insurance on that thing, and somebody hits you and everything, you're only gonna get about $5,000 out of it for what it bucks. I mean, it will be like that years down the road. Right now, it's not that bad. A 2002 book's around. The last time I looked at a Kelly Blue book, I think it was around 16. I think it was. If it wasn't, a little bit around there. So, and that's pretty good. But years and years, they're just going to go, worse and worse. So, and I just can't believe that kind of car is not going to be with us no more. It just does not make sense. They say the Camaro. I don't know why they didn't say the Trans Am. It just didn't. That's something I never did understand. It was never the better looking cars of the two. So I love a Camaro, but they just don't look as good. And your Trans Am buffs out there know, you would love to see a 2014 Trans Am, 2015. But go look at the Camaros that are made out that way. You won't believe it if you haven't seen them. And I think there's a place called Trans Am Depot. Is one of them, www.transamdepot, and then they got tons. They got a white one on there. It's just beautiful. Then they got the Burt Reynolds, the Smokey and the Bandit one. And they just really got some nice ones on there. So I can't see the timing on there. I left my spec land down there. So, but I don't think we're doing too bad. We're about 5. I'll do a couple more minutes on you with you all. But my comment stuff. Y'all Trans Am lovers, man, let me know, man. I've owned these cars all my life. Right now, I got a 2002. Jet Black Trans Am Ram Air WS6 package with the SLP package. Now, if you're not a Trans Am, the SLP package, it's something that started out about 10 years before they quit making them, and the SLP is street legal products, and it's just, you wouldn't believe that they took them from the. It's just so hard to explain to that they took them from the factory, and then they put about 50 more horsepower in them. And they put this kind of different front end to them, and this thing rides. I've had sports cars all my life, and they always ride like a pickle buck in a gut wagon. It's just, you just wouldn't believe it. You go a railroad track and they almost knock you out of the seats. But this one, no, it's smooth. I'm not gonna say it rides like a Cadillac, because I don't want to be lying, but it does ride good. So, and I could tell the difference the first time I got in a test drove it. And plus the power, they take a regular WS6. And they put about 50 more, probably 100 more, about 50 more, I think, horsepower into it. But they do other things to it too. This one's been chromed out. Everything on it's chrome. All the Trans Ams down the doors and everything in the back's been all chromed on it. And that's how it's jet black. And when you open up the hood, and there's things there that all mine, my silver one, which you might hear me referring to them. I call my silver one Amy, and this my new one's called Miss Black. But Amy didn't have the things that Miss Black's got. Miss Black, I can pop the hood from the factory, and she's got triple stuff that Amy just didn't have from the factory. And So, and it has really made a big difference. I can tell a big difference in driving both of them. If you wanna, if you drove Trans Am, get you one with an SLP package, you'll never look back. And see, the good thing about it, if you own a Firehawk, you got one, because every Firehawk is an SLP package. And if I'm wrong, text me, because I want to know that. But I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. Every Firehawk is an SLP. So that's why they're, but now on the SLPs, the convertibles, a few of the convertibles work too. And see, you got the whole package with it. With that, I got a 12-disc changer in the trunk. And my other one up here, which gives me 13 discs, which is very good. There ain't nothing better than having 13 discs rolling down the highway, especially out in the country one evening. And you don't have to touch nothing. So, but it just makes that good too. It just makes all of it good. So, they're maybe the kind of thing that they're to the place now you have to cherish them. You have to, you got to take care of them, because they're not gonna be around no more. And I thought maybe they'd come to their senses in a couple of years and start making them again, but they're not going to. It's gone. Pontiac's gone. And you know how they call it, poor old, poor old me. It sucks. I really hate it. But if you got one and you can afford one, go out and buy you one. Put it up. It'd be worth it, because I'm a vet lover too. And I have to say, and I'm embarrassed to say it, but I'm the biggest sports car lover in the world, and I've never owned a vet yet. That's my next one. I had a choice. I almost bought a vet before I bought this, but I thought, if I don't get that Trans Am, when it comes around time to get the Trans Am, the miles are going to be to the moon, and that's about the way it is now. It's only been less than a year since I've bought this one, and the miles are to the moon. Or if they got like anything less than 50,000 miles on it or something, they're $20,000 and $30,000. And just like I said, you can wrap that thing around the tree, you ain't gonna get nothing but $7,000 or $8,000 out of it, and it just don't make sense to me. So and them are things that I just don't understand why people can go out and spend that money on that, knowing that that's what's going to happen. You know, I mean, if you go out and wreck your car. So I just don't understand it. So, but I'm going to check on out of here and let you all go. I don't want to be talking your ear. There'll probably be a part 2 of my Trans Am talk, or a 3 or a 4, because I sure love my Trans Ams. There's something that you really, you know what I mean, as you can see, there's nothing like nice Trans Am. I think everybody should have one. You know, if you ain't never owned one, go ahead and get you one. Start out with an old one. I love them too. You know, I mean, them 70s models. I mean, mine, you know, I mean, I hate to part with them. I wish I'd have kept every one of them. I know you can't do that, you know what I mean, but I wish I'd have kept every one of mine. So then I wouldn't have been, you know what I mean. So, but we'll talk about it again, man. Thanks a lot for your ear. I appreciate it. And this is Whiskey Creek saying rock and roll. Talk to you soon.